Hello, welcome back. Darren here, Shawn's over there. And as you may have noticed from our last V6 Mustang video, that the red Mustang that Shawn has, our V6, has been getting a lot of negative feedback from Shawn. Shawn doesn't really like it, but he is coming around. He is improving ever since we sorted out the drivability issue, and it's becoming a lot more reliable and a lot less drama to drive. However, the underside of this car is extremely bad, and it's right over there. I'm filming. It's very important for me to take a walk underneath, because this video is literally everything wrong with the underside of the red V6 Mustang. Follow me. Okay, so the front of the car is pretty banged up, and we knew this right from the start. It's seen some time off-road, and it's been pulled out really poorly, just hooking onto whatever's made out of metal. Let's take a look at the front rad support. This is our first spot where things are really bad. Okay, so we're under the front underside, and here we are. We have the radiator, we have the overflow bottle, and you will notice the front radiator support has been used as a point to hook a tow strap to, and they have yanked on it really badly. It is ruined. Shawn has to replace it, and the radiator does leak a little bit because of some of the torsion that's been placed on it. Now, we take a step back. This is the front sway bar. The front sway bar has a brake line hook to it. Normally it runs here. You can figure out what happened. They put a tow strap on here and yanked all of the brake lines out of the vehicle. So this is something that has to be taken care of. See, there's some compression fittings, some unions, and then it runs up over. This is another brake line as well, you can see just off camera. And that runs over and is kind of baling twined together to the flex line, which is tied to the sway bar. Sway bars, as you may know, are a movable piece. They're not a structural item. So that's got to be fixed. Now, let's take another step back. Here we have the catalytic converters. You'll notice that Shawn has done some expert level gutting and removing of those while we were doing diagnostics to figure out what was wrong with this thing. And this one was ruined. It was broken inside, it was plugged up, it was no good. So we fixed that. That didn't really fix our issues. But if we take another step back yet, you'll see our brake line. It runs up to a pinch point, and it's nearly closed. It really is nearly closed, and it runs in the non-factory spot. This is where it should run, along this channel in here. Basically, it should piggyback along and make its way to the rear of the vehicle. Now, every spot that you could put a tow hook has had a tow hook installed and yanked through the subframe of the sheet metal. Everything is tweaked. That's compressed and banged. Everything is beat up. We're not rusted through though, surprisingly. Now, as we get to the back of the car, we can see where the original braking system used to run, and then it's been tied back in. Now it's leaking where Shawn is messing around with it because Shawn's tired of the rear brakes sticking on. Pretty much. Yeah. Yes. So aside from not having very much braking action to the rear of the vehicle, which is really good for burnouts, but not really good for safety and daily driving, we're setting out to fix that. But as you can see, this car has lived an extremely rough life, despite looking rough on the outside, but underneath it's even worse. Like, even take a look at this. The clutch, this is not where the clutch line is supposed to run. This is your cable, and that's a pretty high effort piece now because of its alternative routing that whoever installed it decided to use. Dead wrong. Rear main seal leaks, that's pretty normal, not a big deal. But that is what is wrong with everything under this vehicle. As you can see, it's rough on the outside, it's worse on the underside. Way worse. This rad support is especially questionable. So as you can see, this is not a car that you can restore. This is not a car that is worth saving and really bringing back to life, but it is still good for hot rodding, driving around, bashing on, and generally, like Shawn likes to do, give it a hard time. A hot supper, a hot lunch, whatever you like to call it. So that should give you some quick insight as to why Shawn absolutely hates this car. The fact that it looked like that underneath, all the braking system is ruined, and it didn't run very well, that was why he hated it. Aside from it, also looks beat to absolute hell. But now that we've got it running right, Shawn might be a little bit more inclined to not treat it nicely, but maybe hot rod a little bit more. Anyway, that is a walk around of everything that is wrong with the underside of our V6 Mustang. Please like, share, and subscribe, and we will see you later.